Hello and welcome back. You're watching Adobe Live. I'm Melanie and I will host this wonderful portfolio review live from the OFF in Barcelona. As you know, we're back here in person and I think everyone is really excited to be back. We have the lovely OK Motion team here.
Hi.
Good to have you. You had an interview before.
Yeah.
So in case you want to look this up, those two are really great. Join their interview and have another look at this video. And we have a lovely guest here. Your name is unpronounceable for me.
I'm aware of that,
yourself?
So hi guys, I'm Kuba Matuszczak. I mean, it's a tongue twister of a name, so you're excused.
It's okay. I have a hard last name too. It's something you live with for your life, trying to pronounce it.
It kind of sticks, but thank you for doing that. I'm really bad with tongue twisters. That's why I'm trying to avoid them. There are tons of videos of me online just speaking weird stuff, so thank you. You did me a huge favor here. Hello also to everyone in the chat. It's so great to have you with us here. In case you have questions, in case you would like to know anything of OK Motion or Kuba, just ask. We'll have a look at that and I will ask the questions for you here. But let's come to the portfolio review and maybe start with you. Can you do a little intro of what you do and what made you come here today?
Yeah, so basically, I've been doing motion design for over 6 years now. I studied some connected faculties at the university, and then just begin making some motion design, 3D stuff. I also consider myself a 3D generalist, kinda. So I did some work for audiovisual artist friends at the university, for some clubs and stuff like that, music events, and that's kind of how it all started. And from then on, I kept on doing similar stuff, and then went to work for an ad agency. I'm currently working also freelance, so feel free to hit me up anytime you need something.
Perfect. So a bit of portfolio review, a lot of self-promotion. That's why you're here for, and your work is really good. That's why you're here today, and let's have a look at your work, right?
Yeah, we're super excited. We have not seen it at all, so maybe we start with the reel. Does that seem like
absolutely,
the best place to start?
So that's a 2020 reel.
Okay.
But
do you have another one?
Yeah, that's the other one is more like
this one? Okay.
Yeah, that's
great.
That's cool.
Oh, that's great.
Is there anything in particular that stood out, that was a favorite project of yours that was in this?
There's actually a lot of passion projects here.
Mm-hmm.
There are some for some indie clients as well, but I mean, I like them all evenly, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I always heard that you should only put stuff in your reel that you would like to carry on with. Right?
That's definitely something that we like to tell people, and also just consider for ourselves as well. Because if you didn't enjoy working on a project and a client sees it, they're like, oh, they can do this thing. Like, I'll
that's the thing,
for that.
right?
You're like, oh, I don't actually want to do more of that. So what's something you want to do more of?
Definitely, I want to focus on some 3D stuff. Recently, I've also started learning about storyboarding. I mean, it's also kind of motion related, but and put some emphasis on working with audio, just to that's what I learned, making showreels and stuff. I mean, it's only the second one, but still it's punctuates the whole feeling.
Combining two mediums.
I think totally.
We are trying to also get better about intentionally having sound design or working in audio with our work, because it does really help bring it to life so much more. Is there a 3D project that you want to walk us through on here?
Maybe the promo video. It's
Whilst you may be opening this project, I give you a bit of feedback from the chat, because they love the dancing towers you had there, and they all understand the little issues with the name. So there are also people who have issues with pronunciation, and there's also one who's also Kurt Kuba. So you're not the only one that's good. But let's have a look at that portfolio. Everyone's really excited to see your work.
I'm glad. Yeah. So
do you want to dive
go
into
ahead.
this one?
This one is a project for a tattoo/performance duo. My friends who they were studying with me at the same time, and now they just went on to going all around Europe, tattooing people and just mastering their craft. They're called Phantom of Snake, and that's a promo for their social media. It's only in vertical actually, so it's
cool. We'll give it a watch. Awesome.
I feel like it would be worth to hear the sound with headphones.
I know.
It's quite intense.
I know.
I mean, that's the limitation, right? But yeah, the whole idea for the project was there's a breakdown also below. If you can scroll below, there's some mood boards, and it's all kind of stems from a lot of my projects, actually, passion projects, stem from 2000s computer games Quake, Doom, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's the aesthetic I applied to this one, because they're kind of a heavy metal kind of vibe to them. So that's just some breakdown of the elements.
What programs did you work in for this?
Actually, this was exclusively in Blender.
Oh, cool.
I mostly use Blender, the EV engine. But lately I wanted to also venture into Unreal Engine and stuff like that, because I mean, Blender, for what's it worth, it's an excellent tool, but it also has its limitations, obviously. So
are you? So I know you said you went to university, but did you go for 3D, or are you self-taught in 3D?
I'm actually self-taught. In the university, it was more contemporary art, kind of new media, but in a different sense. So
Yeah, I think the coolest thing about Blender for me is that because it's open source, there's so many resources and videos of other people messing around with it and seeing what they can do with it. The grease pencil feature, I don't know if you've ever messed around with that, but that's something that I've been personally wanting to try, because we really love working in the 2D space, but want to try and figure out a way to make it a little bit more robust. So that seems like the perfect tool for that.
Sounds a bit like we're all going to hop over to the 3D and substance after the stream here. So, Linda, Amanda, you've been working with clients a lot. Are there any tips you would give to Kuba for his work and how he could approach people or find more? Or do you use social media a lot, or is Behance the way to go? Any tips on that?
So I know you said you're getting into storyboarding more. Are you looking to be approached as a freelancer to kind of lead a project from start to finish? Or are you just wanting to just kind of hop on a day rate just at whatever process they're at?
I mean, there's a bit of both, I guess, but definitely like some core skills at storyboarding. I mean, it allows you to communicate your vision for the project better, for sure. So yeah, definitely, and like storyboarding is cool, I guess.
I'd say like if you want to present yourself more as like someone who could own an entire project. I don't know if you have an actual website portfolio, but you could almost like present yourself in that way of showing like the type of skill sets that you have, and then kind of almost like laying out projects like this. But I do think sometimes just like a Behance site can come off as like you're just a freelancer. But if you want to kind of make it a little more robust and you have other offerings, then you could like put all of this into like an actual website and kind of break down that stuff on there.
Yeah, also you could mock it up in where it would live, like where the final product would live. Mock it up.
Yeah.
And,
I think this is great how you show your process though, because I think clients want to know how this works, and it also helps educate how long things take.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So truly just show,
Very good point.
Yes. So I mean, even like on a site, if you like want to walk through like your whole process, and it doesn't have to be a one project in particular, but I think it helps to show them every aspect of it.
Sure.
But yeah, I think this project is great. Let me take a look at some of the other stuff as well.
The chat really likes your work, mainly because it's so versatile. They're all surprised that there are so many different styles. And Philip, for example, says it's a very inspiring portfolio, very versatile. Dia says different style, different concepts, everything is so refreshing. So that's really nice to hear.
Nice to
Thank
hear
you
that.
for your feedback in the chat, and compliments to you. Should we have another look at the last one? Because I'm sure you will surprise us with one more style you have here.
Yeah, so maybe like there's also another breakdown of a project here. That's actually a passion project of mine that I started like way back in the day with my friend Adrian Schwarz. Shout out to him. We started working on some like how do you call this, like figures, like action figures, and each one of us had to like design his own figure, then print one element of it, and design the whole package and stuff. So
Wow.
Nice.
yeah, that's the whole idea, whatever. And it's incorporated a lot of different, like 3D meshes, stuff like that. And I decided it's a nice way to just, turn it into something more robust. So
Yeah.
It's very nice to see that you have so many self-initiated projects. Would those be projects you like to do in the future?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I believe it's really important to just, like that's the way you can develop your skills just in the right direction that you want to like pursue. So
I mean, I think it also shows like just like the self-initiation shows clients or future prospect like jobs that you might be applying for that you have a ton of interest in, that you're willing to just kind of push yourself and learn. I think it's a good asset for anyone to have.
It's nice,
I mean, it doesn't even have to necessarily be related to what you're doing directly, but I think showing outside interests and that you're capable of thinking in all these crazy different ways is super valuable, especially for pitches. Sometimes we come up with some crazy concepts that like could be like unrelated to just regular 2D animation. Like we think about how we can experiment with other materials and bring something in. I tend to like to just start with an idea of what's maybe something I've just been inspired by recently or saw some cool process and be like, how can we turn that into like a concept for this project?
Yeah, and that's the completed action figure. So yeah.
I like the whole project. The whole project is really a closed concept. You know, you really start at the beginning. You have everything prepared nicely. It's cool.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. So like, any more or?
Well, is there anything that you would like to ask us specifically that you think we could help you with?
Yeah, maybe like just like how to communicate the completed projects is a. I mean, you've already said that the breakdown is a good idea, but any other like approaches you would like to suggest?
How you like share your work
Yeah,
after
yeah,
it's
yeah.
done? I mean, so we do lean on Instagram for a lot of our final postings, but actually LinkedIn and Twitter have been really great outlets for us as well. It's not one that I often thought about, but now that we have our own business, it's like, oh, we should start posting stuff on there. And for some reason, we've gotten a ton more response sometimes on those platforms versus Instagram.
Sometimes bringing like a project, so say you have a video, you can bring it into other elements too, make a poster, make some other materials to go with it, so it looks like a campaign.
Right, like some mock-ups and stuff like that. Yeah.
And I think just like collaborating with other people too to kind of maybe expand it a bit more. So like if sometimes we like to work with other talented friends in our community, so like you're not only getting your own following that might be engaging with it, they're also going to want to share the content, and you'll get kind of additional like followers that way. But we also tend to, like when we first started out, we would just reach out to random artists that we really liked, and we'd be like, hey, would you be cool collaborating with us? Like sometimes they wouldn't respond, but to our surprise, a lot of people would be like, you know, no money involved. Like we just want to work together. And it was probably the best possible way we could have gotten our name out, because everyone just starts kind of sharing it and kind of becomes like an organic thing.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
I really like the focus on collaboration, and I think the two of you do an amazing job. So in case you haven't seen the work of Linda and Amanda, definitely check it out. OK Motion Club, it's so refreshing, colorful, and vibrant.
Thanks.
I love that.
Thank you.
Kuba, we have a question for you from the chat, and I will just forward it the way it is from Philip. Would Kuba like to go more into the design field, or is he more interested in 3D or even VR?
Well, like VR is a whole different beast, I guess. So
I don't see why you can't do all three.
I mean, yeah, sure, for sure. Like,
that's the next project. You combine them all.
That's, who knows, maybe that's the way to go. I mean, like, definitely motion and 3D and whatever comes up, so yeah.
That's very good to hear. I think it's an interesting space to move into VR or AR, just a mix in between. Is there something you have experience with already, or something you're trying to focus on? Because it's everywhere,
I know.
Especially VR, so virtual reality.
Yeah, it's tricky as a creative where you feel like you finally like get a hold on like one medium, and then something new comes out, and you're like, I feel the pressure to like learn this too, because if I don't, then clients are probably going to start asking for it, and we don't know how to do it. But yeah, we've done some like face filter stuff, like AR filters mixed with like 2D animation. So those were fun to work on. There are a couple of apps, you know, where you could create like a layered animation and then project it, or like interact with like a poster. I don't know. I think it would be really cool to do like some kind of poster show or something where you could hold your phone up and have animated elements. So those are more of like thoughts that I feel like are always in the back of my mind, but it's like, when we gotta find the time to work on these passion projects.
I think we need to chat again at some point. Maybe you should have a look at Adobe Aero. It's really fun to use and very easy to move in AR, so augmented reality space. But it's definitely something for all of you. Do you have any more questions? Otherwise, I have one last question, because we have about 5 minutes left.
Okay.
So shoot now if there's anything you would like to know.
I'll just go ahead with the question.
Okay. It's about learning in general. Do you have any suggestions of how to keep maybe ahead or on top of things?
I think, well, both of us are self-taught in animation. I learned through mostly Skillshare and like YouTube tutorials, and then also just following people that I really liked their work, and kind of just dissecting and trying to figure out what they did, working backwards, and then putting your own spin on it. So I think for me, it's mostly just constantly staying inspired and being aware of what other people are making, and then figuring out how you can make it your own. So yeah, just never stop learning. I think that's how you'll always be kind of ahead of the curve and be excited to keep working on stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think it's also important to grab inspiration from other artists that are doing things totally different too. So like look into more like textile designers and stuff like that.
Outside of your field.
Outside of your fields.
Yeah.
It's a very good input, because just going through the different fields of design opens so many new doors and opportunities. And just being here at OFF, all the things I've seen, I just want to go back home and try things out, because it's been so inspiring already.
Yeah.
So really excited about all the talks that are coming up.
Yeah, we were just chatting earlier about some of the ones we're looking forward to, but like Kelly Anderson is someone that we got really inspired by, because they mix a lot of different techniques together, and that's something that we really enjoy doing. So I don't know. I think as many talks as you can go to and try and see what you can learn from their process and incorporate it into yours.
Yeah. I'm super excited for Nicole Mclaughlin. Actually, like she's the G, so yeah, I'm waiting for that. She's an amazing designer, so
yeah. There's no shortage of talent here.
Yeah.
That's very true. Yeah. Well, I think we're at the end. Let me have a look. Yes. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for wanting to do a review with us.
And thank you for doing the review.
Yeah, and we'll stay connected if we ever have any 3D work come up. Cool.
For everyone else in the chat, please stick around for more inspiration soon. Have a look at the Behance and social profiles of Linda, Amanda, and Kuba. OK Motion Club is something you definitely need to check out. And thank you again, and see you around. Enjoy the OFF.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.
you.